How's it going, YouTube? Joe Holman here. I'm going to do a flashlight review. We're going to forego doing the usual movie reviews or atheist rants. I want to talk about a gift I got some 2 weeks ago, and I've been using it a whole lot. It's called the Coleman MC-E, a 500 lumen LED flashlight. It's a great light, but you've got to know some things about it. If you're not a flashaholic or a lumophile, and you're not really big into flashlights, this may not matter to you. But I want to tell you, this is more or less worth the purchase price. The light is priced at $74 from Coleman, or on Amazon and a few other retailers at around $50, just over that, shipped. But the light is an MC-E light, and as you can see, the emitter there has it's composed of four little LED diodes into one, and from there it goes back onto the circuitry. The bezel is slightly frosted, probably needed to be frosted a little bit more to smooth out some beam imperfections, but overall the light is a good solid build. It's that same Chinese design that Coleman has been using. Trying to line that up here. It's a side clicky. The button is very spongy and a little bit difficult to push. The light boasts two settings, a high and a low setting. The batteries come right out the back, and it runs, which by the way is the saving grace of the light, it runs on 6 AA batteries. That's 2 less than the Phoenix TK40, which costs quite a bit more money. But overall, this light is a great value. It's not surefire quality, and the output is a little bit exaggerated, but overall you still get an insanely bright, screaming bright, get you in trouble with the cops bright light. It's rated at 500 lumens on high, and we're going to look at it in a minute. Here's a size comparison. Here's a C mag, 2C mag, and the Coleman MC-E. Here's the Phoenix TK11. We're going to compare it to that in a second. But overall, this is an extremely bright light, and much brighter than anything mag could boast. But one of the things that it's off about is its lumens. It claims to be 500 lumens. It is very bright. I don't think 500 lumens. I think that's pretty off the mark. Screaming bright, but not quite as bright as it's advertised. I would guess somewhere in the neighborhood of about 350 to 310. Now here is the Phoenix TK11. This little light is rated out the front 285 lumens. Very bright. They look comparable. Trying to even up these beams here. The advantage clearly goes to the Coleman. But overall, I'll tell you why this light has great value. Because the light, and here by the way is the low setting. Not much difference that you can see on camera, but it claims to be 150. It's probably more like 140, 135. It's pretty close to the iNova XO3 135 lumen at that rate. But you definitely quite a bit of light here. To give you an idea of how far, I don't have equipment to go and test outdoors, but it'll easily project a beam and light up a wall or a neighborhood way down a street. Even with ambient lighting, this thing is incredibly bright and powerful. It throws the beam quite far in what I would best describe as a big wall of light. Big hurt against this light, and the major flaw in its design is that it has no power regulation. That means when you keep the beam on for a long amount of time, it's going to drop in brightness by little. Now I've been using it for 2.5 weeks at an incredible rate, and it has not dropped much. It has probably dropped about 15%, but it is still incredibly bright. Now, here's why this is such a great light. The Phoenix TK11 is power regulated, and it's a great light. It's one of my go-to lights, but it uses expensive lithium batteries. Lithium batteries cost quite a bit of money, and the runtime is only about 1.5 hours. With the Coleman, you can use 6 AA batteries, and you get about 5.5 hours of runtime. Then the batteries can be from any corner drugstore. I use rechargeables. I'm using rechargeables now, and which enables me to have a lot more runtime. So overall, here's another thing. The light was a good camping light because it can stand on end, which a lot of lights simply cannot do. So basically, it is a solid flashlight, and if you are a flashaholic or lumophile and you really enjoy different flashlights, this one may be a good one to have in your collection. It's a little bit big and heavy, but it's got the strike bezel on it, the crenulated bezel, which can serve a lot of purposes. Overall, great light. I give it over C plus B minus, somewhere in that area. So thanks for watching.